Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you guys can see by the title, today we're going to be trying some new drugstore slash affordable makeup. I have a couple really excited releases that I wanted to put on my face today and let you guys know if it's worth your money or not, so I hope that you guys enjoy. And if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so let's get into it. We don't have like a full face, but I thought I had enough products to kind of put in one video. Per usual, full transparency, some of these things I got in PR, some I bought with my own money, nothing is sponsored. So, okay, the hair is getting stuck everywhere. The hair is getting a little crazy. Let's put her back. So we do have the brand new SHEGLAM powder foundation to try. So keep that in mind because today we're gonna start out with like a different order of makeup because I like to do creams first, then a powder foundation. Good news is we do have a new cream blush that I'm gonna be showing you guys today. This is quite the ride. But first let's start out with some concealer. So I don't have a brand new concealer, but the newest one that I've been loving, you guys already know, is the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer in the shade C6. I just like it. It's medium to full coverage, it's lightweight, it's brightening, it's affordable, and we'll be setting with the IRL powder as well. If you guys noticed, I don't know if my room is a little darker than usual. It's a very gloomy day today. I feel like it's been raining here in Houston like for days in a row, and I think it's supposed to be super gloomy all week, but yeah, today we're having a rain day. Let's move on to blush. Some of these are first impressions, some are not. This is definitely not a first impression. So this is the brand new Juvias Place liquid blushes. I have the shade Barbie Rose, and I have a very interesting, I don't want to say love-hate relationship, but it's like a stressful romance. Because I really like it, but it's a lot. A lot. So let me just show you guys. They do have a lot of shades, and it does come with a doe foot applicator. If you think that the Rare Beauty blushes are too pigmented, you're not gonna like this. Let me explain. So I'm gonna put that much. That's too much. That's too much. I'm gonna take some off. That is probably too much as well. So let me take some off. That's way more than you need. This is like the most pigmented blush I've ever tried in my life. A little bit goes such a long way. It's almost so crazy how much product comes in here because I will never use it up. Not only is it spreading out so far, but how pigmented it is. The reason why I have like a weird relationship with this is because at first, you look a little crazy. Like this is, for me, a too much blush, which you probably never heard me say that. But when you set it with a powder, it looks stunning. And you guys know that I love like layering blushes, but with this one, you don't need to layer. You know how sometimes, like when you apply a cream or liquid blush, it almost like disappears whenever you apply powder. This one doesn't go anywhere. So it is beautiful. It is a one and done blush, but you just need to know, like, only use a spectacle. Do you see what I mean? So as long as you figure out how to use it, I think you're really gonna like it. I do have 2 other blushes to try today, so like, I don't know how that'll go, but this is the most clowny I've ever looked. That is the shade, and it's stunning. I love it. I know it looks crazy right now. It'll all come together once we start blending everything out. And just to keep it in the SHEGLAM family, with the foundation, I'll put on the SHEGLAM Sun Sculpt Liquid Bronzer in the shade Warm Honey. This is my favorite shade. And I forgot that I always apply my bronzer first before my blush, but it's okay. I'm gonna put this cream bronzer on top of the blush a little bit. We got a kitty in the studio. So this is the PR package, really cute. Unfortunately, they sent me a lot of shades that are not gonna work for me. I think this shade is gonna be the best bet. This is the SHEGLAM Skin Focus High Coverage Powder Foundation. They do have 36 different shades, so we love that. It's supposed to be high coverage, soft focus, talc-free formula. Okay, so they're essentially saying to use the puff that it comes with. Not gonna lie, I usually, as you guys know, I prefer to use a brush. but we'll give the puff a try. This one is in the shade Bamboo. By the way, the packaging, 10 out of 10. So, like I said, I don't love a puff for a powder foundation. I just feel like, yes, you get more coverage, but just maybe not the most seamless blend. But let's just try it out on this side of the face. So I'll just grab some and start dotting it. So it did say that it's gonna be a high coverage, and so far, I definitely feel like I'm getting like a medium to high coverage. So you see I have a couple breakouts on my chin. Immediately gone. So I definitely feel like I'm getting full coverage by pouncing it in with this. Like I said, I just prefer a brush, especially when I have all these creams. I want to like really buff it in, but I will say I did get some full coverage with that puff. What I like to do is just grab a bunch of it, and I just like to start with any powder foundation. I just like to start kind of stippling it in, and then I'll grab the other side, which is like smaller and denser, and I'll get more coverage that way on the spots that I need more coverage. So far, it's looking really pretty. Now I'm gonna grab the smaller, denser side and start going around the mouth and anywhere that I need either more precision or more coverage. All right, so I am done buffing it out, and this is what it's looking like. By the way, side note, see how that blush is still coming through? Like, you really don't need another blush, but so far I'm actually liking it. It's interesting because sometimes I feel like these like full coverage powder foundations, like a lot comes off on the brush, and you almost have to like really like buff it out to get like an even finish. But something about this formula is like extremely thin. Not only did it not cling on to like my dry patches, but it also didn't cling on to like my hydrated, moisturized skin. Like, it went on very smooth. I definitely think it's like a medium to high coverage, but I like that you can build it because it's not like super scary right off the bat with like way too much coverage. Right now, it looks beautiful on the skin. It buffed over the cream and liquid products really well. And right now, I have extremely dry skin from moving up to a higher percentage of tretinoin. And right now, my skin doesn't feel dry and it doesn't look dry. So far, I actually really am liking it. At the end of the video, once we finish all the makeup, I will let you know how it's wearing and how everything went on top. But first impression so far, pretty impressed. This looks beautiful on the skin. Let's go ahead and buff out the bronzer real quick. I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics bronzer in the shade Almond just to buff out the cream bronzer and start preparing for powder blush. Interestingly enough, that shade worked perfectly fine. So Bamboo is my go-to shade at the moment if we are shade twinsies. You guys know that one of my favorite bronzers, the only reason why I didn't use it right now is because it's in my travel bag, is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer. That's my favorite drugstore bronzer at the moment, and they came out with the Fresh Wear Infallible blushes. I did get 2 different shades. This one is in the shade Confident Pink. Definitely more of like a hot coral, and then this one's actually called Fearless Coral. Now, they're both pretty corally. This looks very bubblegum on camera, but in person it's definitely like a lighter tone coral, and this is more of a medium tone coral. Obviously, I know I don't need any more blush. Like I said, this is all you need, but I just want to try as many new products as I can with you guys. Now, these are very pigmented, so let's go ahead and grab some. You see how much product picks up? You do have to kind of go in with a lighter hand, and obviously because we have that cream blush under, I mean, it's just going to be even more intensified, but they're very pretty formulas. If you're looking for an extremely pigmented blush that is more of like a matte, but the thing is, with these blushes and the bronzer, it's like a healthy matte. It's like not a drying matte. It's just a pretty matte that still has life to your skin, but it doesn't accentuate any like texture. So again, this is the shade Fearless Coral. And for more of like a mid-tone blush, I definitely like to go in with like a fluffy brush. This is the Laura Lee L35, and I'm gonna grab some on the tip and blend it up. They're both pretty shades. They only came out with 4 shades, unfortunately, and I do think that these 2 are actually more similar than you may think. But if you do have lighter skin tone, or you like a more pinky coral rather than like too orangey, get this one. If you prefer like a true coral that is extremely pigmented, get this one. I messed up and I applied way too much blush on my under eyes, so hopefully we could do a little bit of erasing with some Huda Beauty powder. Let's move on. I do have two different like eyeshadow palettes as well as eyeshadow sticks. We do have a big PR package from Milani. So they sent over their like brand new liquid lipsticks as well as the shadow sticks. So why don't we use the shadow sticks in conjunction of a new eyeshadow palette? So they came out with what's called the Gilded eyeshadow stick. And they do have quite a few shades. They are all going to be shimmery. So let's figure out which eyeshadow palette we're using first, and then maybe we could use this as a base. We have a lot going on today. We have two palettes from Alter Ego that I haven't used in a video or in real life. So first we have this one, which is Coastal. This is what it looks like. It is like Lavender Dreams, and Alter Ego always just has such nice formulas, and it's very, very inexpensive. And then we also have Midsummer, and this one's also really pretty too. It's definitely more of like a muted springy palette. I think we're gonna go ahead and use this palette just because this one is newer, so I can put this one in the next video. Going in with a big fluffy brush, this is the Laura Lee L36. Why don't we start out with this shade called Shallow as a transition shade. And like I mentioned, I mean, if this is anything like all the other eyeshadows, I've never had a bad experience with Alter Ego eyeshadows. They really do create some like stunning formulas. If you are interested, I do have an affiliate discount code. This is a code right here if you guys are interested, but whether you use my code or not, just know that I really have liked every single eyeshadow palette that I've tried from them so far. Maybe we should do a halo eye, because I feel like this kind of color story would look really pretty with a halo eye. Now we're going to go into the shade Cocoa, and I'm just going to start adding this to the inner and outer corner. I feel like maybe our blush combo is not going to match this look, but that's okay. We just keep on moving and grooving. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this shade called Shell, which is a really, really pretty, like true lavender shade. And I kind of just want to add it all over the crease to make this look less taupey and like more actually lavender. Wow, this shade is stunning. It's like, even though it's like a pastel-y shade, it's like very pigmented, and it just like transformed this whole look already. Let's quickly go into this little Gilded Milani eyeshadow stick. So again, we're gonna use the shade 01 Blossom. And I'm just going to put this in the middle as a base for the shimmer that we're going to add as like our halo. But so far, this is actually going on very easily. It really is gliding right on. It's not like the most shimmery, like it's very reflective if you add light to it, but it is really pretty. It's just not like super glittery and like shimmery. And now I'll just go in with my fingers. I have been wanting to put this shade on. It's like the prettiest shade. It's called Sparkle. Oh my gosh. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm not flicking you off. You know I'm not. This is just the finger I always use to apply my shadows. Wow, this is insane. The camera is not doing it justice. This is like crazy looking. This looks blue and purple and pink, and it is just so metallic. I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of Ripple, which is like another duochrome. It's a little bit darker. I'm going to add it just to the inner and outer corner, just to create a little bit more of like a little ombre. There's even another one called Pearl that just looks like a mermaid in a shadow, but okay, let's add it on. I was gonna say, we're doing too much. I'm just gonna like mix them all. These are the most beautiful, beautiful shades ever. And then I'm gonna go back in the shade Cocoa just to start blending everything out, because I did go a little too ham. And then with the shade Cocoa and Shallow, we're going to add it to the lower lash line. And then I will go back in with that lavender shade though, so that the lower lash line has that like same effect. Stunning. And then going back in with that Milani Gilded shadow, again, we'll use it as a base for our inner corner highlight. So far I am liking these. They're just not like super shimmery, but they're really beautiful bases so far. Let's use the shade Shore, which is like a very, not as like metallic. This is just like a shimmery shade, but it is like a baby pink shade. So that's really pretty as well. So far, first impression, this palette is stunning. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna add some mascara and a little bit of eyeliner, and I'll be right back and we can try out the brand new Milani liquid lipsticks. I'm back. I am obsessed with this look. And now of course we probably should pick a color of lip that will go more with like the lavender vibe. The shade range looks beautiful. So they're called the Stay Put Liquid Lip. It says ultra comfortable color that stays put. It's a matte longwear lipstick that glides on, up to 12-hour transfer proof, 12 wearable neutrals. These are all the shades. Let me see what I can find. I found a nude that I think would go really well. This is the shade Iconic. I'm gonna use the NYX, this is actually an eye pencil, but I use it as lip liner and it's in the shade Light Brown. Again, we're using the shade Iconic. It does have a small doe foot applicator. Ooh, this is nice. It's a nice color. I thought it was gonna be lighter actually, but I prefer it a little darker. Okay, upon application, feels nice. It's pigmented. It's not patchy. Who's texting me? It looks really, really pretty. So that's the shade Iconic. I'm gonna finish off my look. I'm just gonna add some setting spray, shush my hair, and I'll be right back until this dries fully, and I'll let you guys know the tea. Okay guys, I am back, and I think it's fully dry. It's transfer proof, and let me say this. I don't love a matte liquid lipstick anymore, but for a matte liquid lipstick, it's like there's still a little bit of give. It's really not like super uncomfortable. It's not giving like ColourPop liquid lipstick. Like, it is obviously not going to be hydrating, but like I think it's doable. I think if you like liquid lipsticks, I think that so far as a first impression, it has a beautiful color and it doesn't feel extremely drying. So I like it. So let's kind of go back to the whole face. Starting off with the Juvias place, again, if you're afraid of blush, don't get this because I love blush and I'm a little afraid. But if you need like a one and done blush that you don't even need to layer, that it will last, that is a punch of pigment, like punch decked in the face, get this. I really did like these blushes. They are going to be $15, so obviously not the most affordable, but if you don't mind the price tag, I do think that they're really pretty. I still prefer the bronzer better. I don't know why. Something about the bronzer formula just felt a little bit creamier, but I do like these. I do think they're great, and I'll definitely keep using them. This SHEGLAM foundation actually looks really, really nice. I will update you guys maybe in the comments of how it wears, but right now it has been wearing so beautifully. It doesn't look or feel drying. It gave me that medium to full coverage. It was so easy to apply. It buffed everything out beautifully. So right now I am loving it. I am also loving this eyeshadow palette. I really did like the Milani situation. I don't think that they're like the most shimmery, but I do think that they're good products. So if you've been looking for a an eyeshadow stick that is very pigmented and easy to use and buttery, I think you guys will really like this. I want to like put a gloss on because that's what I would normally do, but I'm gonna keep this on for a couple hours, and I will also update you in the comments how it wore, because I'm a little shocked at how much I am actually enjoying it. You guys, this was a pretty successful video if I do say so myself. Of course, I will link everything down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, or just come say hi in the comments. I love you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!